Education to me is development, bettering myself in any way I possibly can, and making sure that I have a full understanding of as much stuff as I can before I go out into the world. And
something that I can contribute back to my community, something that I can, someday if I do have children, something I can, hopefully show them that education is definitely worth it.
It's about bettering yourself as a person, not necessarily getting a degree, but expanding the knowledge and skills that you do have.
It's important to have access just because the access is so poor in the first place. This is a national problem it's been recognized, but when you live in small, isolated communities like we do here, it's difficult to serve efficiently and within a scale of economics like it is in a large urban center where you can have large buildings and large classes and teach lots of students. It's expensive, and it's strategically different to bring education to rural, and so because of that, rural populations often have a lack of education in general.
Without access to higher education, many students are place-bound. They are in more rural communities because of family ties, work ties, whatever. They do not have the opportunity, to move to another area to get their education. And even though there's really wonderful online programs, and we have, of course, the online programs as well, but there's a lot to be said as far as the experience of going to a college campus, getting to know your other classmates, working on projects together, truly experiencing the college life.
Well, it's really important here in Elko because we're 300 miles away from the nearest university. So we're very unique. We're geographically isolated, and we also train people for different occupations than you might find at the traditional universities in that. So we are very close to the local gold mines, and we train people for careers in technical education, like mining. We have a very good millwright program. We also have very good electrical program, and we also hire diesel technicians and that kind of thing. So it's really important that we have our own college and our own programs here in Elko.
Before I took this position as an instructor, I was an ultrasonographer at the local hospital here, and for 8 years I took call and worked by myself because it's so hard to recruit people to smaller rural areas. And so I think the term, grow your own applies to the CTE department too with the mining, because we've built this program. We've had, 73 graduates since '08 when we started, and 60% of the technologists in Elko are our graduates working at the hospitals, outpatient facilities, that type of thing. So it's just really important, I think, especially in rural medicine.
I think everyone should have the opportunity to participate in higher education. Everybody should have the chance to give it a try. And if it wasn't for GBC, so many residents in northeastern Nevada wouldn't have access to classes like geology and chemistry and on the college level. And I like that we are able to expose our citizens to these topics.
The centers are our larger sites outside of Elko, and then there are satellite sites if they're the very small ones. So we have 4 centers now, and then about 16 or more satellite sites. The distance ed has actually helped that even a little bit more. When we started bringing in the interactive video classes, that was really an important part of just making all the remote sites closer. They felt more connection. We could get on and have a face-to-face meeting, or the classes were more face-to-face. And And so now, really, we're just all, it's no different than a phone call to anywhere. I mean, our centers are as tightly connected as if they're in the same town or as if they were 3,000 miles away. I mean, we just have things with technology pretty much bound together tight, and we all work together very closely.
Developed our distance education at Great Basin College. In fact, we have more students taking classes online now than live face-to-face classes. And I think part of that is the nature of our geographic region being so enormous, and the students are so spread out among the different centers of Nevada. So the other reason that we've become a leader in distance education is because we do it with quality in mind. In fact, we certify a lot of our courses. They're called Quality Matters, and so they've had independent reviewers. They're peer reviewed by other institutions, and we have earned that seal on several of our courses. So they're very good online education. It's a little bit higher level than you would probably find in other institutions.
We have to add the number of degrees that we can add and try to get the students in. And we're maxed out with the associate degrees we can do, so we're going to have to offer more bachelor's degrees to get those students who are right here and will take those degrees. But in addition, we are going to have to increase our distance presence, and we're going to have to market them well. We have to get students from other places. We have to be careful and prudent about marketing, and there's always politics involved, and it's unfortunate. Nevada is an extremely political state. It's not a unified state by any means, and it's difficult to survive if you're the small ones here. But we're going to remain aggressive in marketing and delivering as much as we can.
I guess I could accomplish most of what I wanted to do here on campus, so I guess it's like where I started, and I'll always like it.
I was able to accomplish what others accomplish at universities at GBC. So I will look back at this very fondly. I had really good times here. I got the whole college experience of a university, you know.